Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going way better than fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going way better than fantastic as well. Today I want to talk about something very important. And that is the origin stories of many of the narcissists and psychopaths in the world. And how I believe those that run society push and push and push evil in society. So creating narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, borderlines, so forth and so on, are the norm. And the reason why they want it that way, in my humble cartoon opinion, is to have a reason to have more and more control over your life and everyone else's lives too. Because the narcissist, no matter if we are talking about your parent or parents, or your boss, or someone that you dated or were married to, all the way to the narcissists that run society, they all want control over your lives. So the narcissist will start their kids off very young, messing up their lives in one way or another, hoping these things they are doing to their children will lead to one dysfunction in their life after another, that will hopefully put their children in situations where there is great pain, great suffering, and where the parent can pretend to have been a great parent, and they have no idea what is happening with their child. I believe it's just a different form of Munchausen syndrome by proxy, where a parent will induce sicknesses in their child, and have them go to from one doctor's appointment after another, even to the point of having surgeries their child really doesn't need. All the feed the narcissist's parents need, and addiction to explaining things to the doctors and going through the process. All the while pretending to be a good loving parent. Well, the evil people out there that are ruining society. Almost like a real-life purge movie. Breaking into people's homes. Ending people's lives randomly just for the fun of it and a good laugh. And people being robbed in broad daylight while walking down the street. The question is, who is doing all of this? And the answer would be sons and daughters of psychopathic parents. Parents that are narcissists and sociopaths and or borderlines. Now, just because one grows up in such a home, doesn't mean that an individual will grow up to commit some of the most horrible crimes out there. It doesn't mean that at all. Because many of us grew up in such homes. But what we have to understand, not all of these toxic homes are exactly the same. Yes, there seems to be a similar theme. And there is indeed a similar theme. But there might be differences within that theme. Maybe a family, throughout most of their family members there is a theme of obesity. Well, there is a great chance that will be the toxic component of this person's narcissistic abuse they will go through. Such as being fed an unhealthy diet on purpose by the parent. So the child will have lifelong problems the parent can feed on. And just like some parents overfeed or underfeed their children, or ruin their education, or force them to play a sport they don't want to play, and the list goes on and on. Some parents' thing is crime. I just did a video of a really clean-cut family at Disney Land, spending real money on things, but they were shoplifting in a very systematic and purposeful way, as if it seemed like a business to them. And any child that would grow up in that home would have a big chance at following into this evil and toxic family tradition. Well, some families are involved in violent crimes. And during the first formative years of a child's life where they need love and care, they get none of it. To the contrary, they might get beatings or other inappropriate things done to them, if you know what I mean. And if they are living in a neighborhood full of other kids going through the same thing, and there's substance abuse in such a neighborhood and gang violence and criminal activity, the chances this child will grow up to become a psychopath or sociopath or narcissist or whatever you want to call it, is extremely high. Well, there has been a young teenage boy that has been arrested and charged with, I believe, at least 27 charges of violent crimes in Las Vegas, Nevada, against tons of people. Most involve home invasions where elderly and Asians have been the prime targets. Simply because there is a thought by some that Asians keep and save cash in their home. So sadly they have become a big target for robberies lately all over the country really. Well, it appears this teen has been in trouble for years. And he's been put in one program after another. Programs he's been kicked out of. And it seems as soon as he hits the streets he reoffends again. Where more people are hurt and more people's lives are at risk. And though I'm not a fan of the legal system, as there are tons and tons of holes in the legal system, that allows the covert narcissists to do bad things to those that have no money, and no education and no help. What they did say about this case, I believe, is dead on the money. The prosecutor said that she believed the young teen who they don't and can't identify for that reason, and his face is blurred out. She said that his mother appears to be enabling his criminal behavior and has been covering for him for years. You see, we are in trouble as a society when we can't have honest talks about why society is so screwed up. It's like you have massive Munchausen syndrome running wild in society. But instead of faking sicknesses, these children are being neglected and at the same time taught how to become violent criminals. Also, the parent or parents can sit back and watch their sons and daughters go through life like a ticking time bomb. And then they feed on the misery and pain in their son and daughters' lives and the pain and destruction their son and daughters cause to others. And this goes into why I dislike the system on top of things. Because the system needs people like this teen to be created and to be in society for such a system to exist. Because if we had less psychopaths running around in the world, there wouldn't be as much of a need for this program or that program. There wouldn't be a need for as many corrupt hands in the pot, so to speak. Corrupt hands that are too feeding on the pain and misery caused by other narcissists. This mother of this teen raised someone that without regard for human life allegedly ran out there and caused great harm to a great many. And yet the mother that is likely the main or sole reason why all of this happened, she doesn't get into trouble. But this young teen, soon to be young man, no one cares at this point how and why he became what he became. Well, that's what I was stating in my last video. Of the Ukrainian woman caught on camera beating her son on video, all from him just wanting to go to the park. I said that if this wasn't caught, and this young boy grew up to be just like his mother and abusing others just like his mother, no one would care how he became what he became. They would just throw the book at him. But the mother, she would go scot-free. Just to sit and cry and say, I was a good mother and loved my son and did the best I could. The judge in this case, with this young teen, was reading off some statements from a doctor that had a chance to evaluate this young teen. And she stated that she found a degree of psychopathy in his behavior. Simply put, she's calling him a psychopath. She's calling him a psychopath. No impulse control. No regard for others' lives. Likely no regard for his life. And just going from one random crime spree to the next. With no regard for nothing. No sorrow. No remorse and no guilt. And I will tell you, each time you see these videos that are going viral of the now common home invasion or home invasion attempts, you are looking at psychopaths trying to break into these homes. Because that is something that the average person could never do, no matter if they didn't have a job or needed food or not. And the truth is, most of the people doing these crimes aren't just trying to survive. They usually just want to party the money away and flex like the top gangster. Well, you can thank the parent or parents of those out there doing such crimes and the narcissistic system as well. Because the more it becomes normal, the more the system will say they have a right to control your very life. And you can tell this is the case because that seems to be the only solutions they come up with. Not Look at where the root cause is coming from. The parent. The parent. But what do you think? I would like to know. Also, thank you all for your support. You all mean a lot to me. And if you want to support even further, there is a link in the box below. And if you are unable to support in that way, no worries. Just you being here is support enough. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.